But at that point in September 16, I'd been in a relationship for 22 years, and that relationship ended suddenly, and that decision wasn't mine. I didn't see it coming, and it absolutely shook me to the core, and I didn't deal with it very well. It sent me spiraling back into a dark place, somewhere that I never thought I would go again. I started drinking excessively again. So most of my adult life, I've got an Irish accent, for God's sake. I'm going to be a drinker, I'm to really. But through most of my adult life, I've always liked to drink, but it's always been, managed, if you like. It's never been over the top. I never had a drink problem. I wouldn't say it was excessive. But after my relationship ending, it did get very excessive again and spiraled down. And that had a major impact on my sense of well-being and mental health. And I started to go back into that dark place of feeling hopeless again. Yeah, it felt like a self-destructive downward spiral.
That you're not worthy again.
And really it brought all of those memories back.
Yeah.
It must be my fault.
Yeah.
I'm not worthy. If somebody's ended a relationship with me, it must be me. It's my fault. I've done something wrong or not done the right things. But I knew it was spiraling down, and I was trying to work out what the hell do I do? How do I get some support here? So from September 2016, really spiraling down, and I kind of thought, I'm going to reach out to my brothers and sisters and some of my close friends. And maybe this was a mistake, but when I reached out, I told them I was feeling pretty crap and, drinking a lot. And I also told them that I was coming home from work. To the outside world, I was still a successful businessman, but I was coming home from work and was locking the door and closing the curtains and getting the drink out, and just waiting for the next morning and hoping I could make it back into work the next day and function. Just trying to get through again, really. But yeah, Burton Show was still being successful and still growing, still developing. But when I was reaching out, I wasn't getting the support that I thought I would get, and I felt I was getting sort of pushed away. And that kind of sensation of not being listened to and being pushed away got worse. And that resulted, so over about a year, that resulted in that downward spiral kind of gathering pace. I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but in October 2017, I tried to take my own life. And that's something that anyone who knew me at the time would not have thought possible, because I was running a multi-million pound successful organisation. I was helping, by this stage I'd got into helping other businesses develop their businesses as well, other businessmen and businesswomen. So to the outside it was really successful, but what was going on in my head was completely messed up. I don't remember doing this, but I put something on Facebook on the night that I took an overdose, and somebody worked out that it was like serious. Now my expectation was I was never going to wake up, and I'm not somebody that's used to failure. So this is a double-edged sword. I woke up in hospital, so that the person who saw that post, and I don't remember doing the post, I was too out of it, but somebody saw the post, called the police. The police broke into my house. I was taken to hospital. I woke up in hospital, and my first thought was, shit, there is an afterlife. What am I going to do now? Where am I? That was the first thought.
Really?
The second thought was, shit, I failed. I'm not used to failure. And that kind of failure, when I set out to do something like that, I just didn't expect not to see it through.
You saw the post? Did you?
No idea.
Really?
Still to this day, don't know. But I'm glad that they did. That was at the point where I really needed to make some more difficult decisions. So that was another cathartic moment, or epiphany, or turning point, or whatever you want to call it. So at that point, I made a decision that I was going to change my circle completely. So I actually contacted friends and family who had been reaching out to, and said to them, because you've not been helpful and not supportive, you're out of my circle.
Oh, go on, David. That is so. I love that, mate.
I literally reduced my circle to 2 people.
Who were the 2 people?
2 friends, Mark and Debbie, and someone that you know quite well, who, in a kind of different way, I know him, Ryan Armitage. Mark and Debbie were the only 2 friends I kept in my life, and Ryan was. I see Ryan as a really good friend, but we have a different.
Judge? I was having this conversation the other day. How do you judge to have somebody in your life? How do you judge that they're right?
In the past, the way I used to look at it was that I was lucky if somebody allowed me in their life.
Yeah.
So I thought that that was, if somebody allowed me in or had any connection with me, that I was the lucky one. Whereas now the way I think about it is, I don't want people in my life if they're not positive. I want people that I can support, but who support me. I want people I can build up, but who build me up. I want people who recognize my success, but I can recognize their success. I want it to be a positive. My tribe has to be positive now. If it's not positive, they can fuck off.
I'm all about that.
And do you know what? The number of people that I've cut out and felt good about it, and the positive difference that's made in the last couple of years is absolutely incredible.
Brave move that though, isn't it?
Again, at the time, it didn't feel brave. It just felt like it's the way to survive.
Yeah.
I'd got to the point of thinking, Christ, if I was prepared to take my own life because I felt so shit, I've got to do something to feel better. And that was the first decision, changing my circle. So 2 friends, Mark and Debbie and Ryan Armitage, were the only people I allowed in. That's all. And then I started to connect with somebody on social media. It wasn't you, by the way. This was before I started to connect with you on social media. Another guy called Simon. And I've told Simon all of this since, but he didn't know at the time. I don't know how I first came across him. I think I was looking for self-help stuff and meaningful stuff and maybe mindfulness stuff, things that I could use to kind of help me get through the situation that I was in. Because I was spending an awful lot of time on my own, and I'd cut out all these people from my life, so it was kind of just me, really. I was going to work, I was still functioning at work, and nobody at work knew what was going on. And I need to say, and I need to really stress this, I'm delighted, I'm really pleased that I failed, because my life now is better than it's ever been. At any point in my life, it's better now.
What struck me about what you said before there, David, is the fact that you, more than anybody, understands what loneliness is. For you to get rid of all these people, what must be going through your head is, I'm going to be lonely again.
I knew I was going to be lonely, but I knew that I wanted to do that, and that was preferable to having people in my life who were not supportive, pulling me down, and not being helpful. And I knew I needed to create a new circle. So there was only those 3 people that I've mentioned kind of still in my orbit, if you call it that. And then I started to connect with this guy, Simon, on social media. I didn't know at the time he lives 3 miles away from me. Get that?
Really?
I thought he lived in Australia or something. I had no idea where he was based, really. That's the power of social media, isn't it? You just don't know where people are, and you can connect with people that are really close. So I started to stalk him. One of those people that reads the post, doesn't react. But I was getting a lot from the stuff he was putting out. And in many ways, I think it saved my life. It kind of took me from, just coming out of hospital thinking, am I going to do this again? It got me from that point to thinking, absolutely not. I'm never going to do that again. I know I'm never going to do that again, but there's other things I need to sort out. And Simon had no idea. I was looking at his post. He had no idea who I was or anything else. Then I started to gradually and then I started to comment, and then we started to chat on social media.